Today, I'm going to give you the 5 best Long Island neighborhoods for dog owners ranked. So the one rule about Nassau County that changes the entire conversation, and the 3 honorable mention towns that just barely missed the top 5. And we're gonna talk about the single biggest mistake almost every dog owner makes when they pick a Long Island town to live in. So if you own a dog or you're about to and you're shopping for a home on Long Island, this is the video you wish that somebody had made for you before you signed a contract. I'm Berman, a realtor with Compass Greater New York, and I've spent years helping clients figure out which Long Island town actually fits their life and which one fights it. The best Long Island neighborhoods for dog owners is one of the most asked. Seriously, I get this question all the time, and post-pandemic, we've seen dog ownership just go up in a crazy rate. So this is something that I hear all the time. So I thought it was very important to actually answer the questions about this. So let's get after it. But first, there's a quick disclaimer. I'm not your attorney, and I'm also not your vet. Park hours change, leash laws change, beach sessions change. Always confirm the current rules on the town, county, or state with their website, or go on AI and find out further information just to make sure that it's accurate before you write an offer. Okay, cool, let's go. So before I rank the towns, you have to understand the one rule that shapes this entire list, because if you don't understand this rule, none of these rankings will make any sense. So Nassau County and Suffolk County treat dogs completely differently. Nassau County preserves, and most Nassau County parks do not allow dogs at all. Read that again, at all. Most of the green space on the map in Nassau County is closed to dogs, and in the parks that do allow dogs, your dog has to be leashed until it enters a designated dog run. Suffolk County is different. In Suffolk County and New York State parks, there are generally more dog permissive areas. The town of Huntington alone allows leashed dogs in over 140 of its parks. That's not a small gap, that is the gap. That single rule is why this list of the best Long Island neighborhoods for dog owners tilts the way that it does. The Nassau towns win on the walkability and services. The Suffolk towns win on space, trails, and freedom. You're picking one or the other. You can't really have both, unfortunately. 6 factors that went into these rankings. Off-leash access, fenced dog runs, legal off-leash areas, walking and trail variety, sidewalks, promenades, preserves, beaches, walkability. Can you walk the dog to a coffee shop? Or is it strictly a drive to a park? Pet services, vets, groomers, daycare, trainers, and especially the 24-hour emergency vet, which matters more than most people realize until 2 a.m. Housing fit, yards versus denser, smaller footprint homes. The restriction friction, how forgiving the leash and beach rules actually are. 6 factors I score every neighborhood against all 6. Here are the 5 that came out on top. Number 5 on the best Long Island neighborhoods for dog owners list, Smithtown in central Suffolk around the Nassau River. This one is for the active dog owner, the big dog owner, the owner who has been trying to find a place that combines real fenced dog runs with real trails in one location for years. The centerpiece is the Blydenburg County Park. Fenced dog run, separate large and small dog areas. That's table stakes. But the Blydenburg also has miles of on-leash hiking trails, cycling stump pond, real trails, real distance, lakeside walking. That combination, off-leash play and serious nature walking in one park, is rare on Long Island. What you give up, Smithtown is not a walkable downtown play. It's a suburban drive to the park town. If your version of dog ownership is walking down the village for an iced coffee with the leash in your hand, Smithtown, probably not your town. What you get instead, a single family home with a real yard, generous lot sizes, space for a high energy breed to actually exist. A note, you may need a Suffolk green key card for full county park access. Easy to get it if you're a Suffolk resident, just know it's a thing. Smithtown is for the active dog owner who's done with the parking lot dog runs and wants real trails. All right, number 4, Roslyn and East Hills. North Shore, Nassau, this is one of the places on the list for one specific reason, the park at East Hills. Most Nassau County parks do not allow dogs. The park at East Hills is the exception. Dogs are allowed off-leash. In a county where almost nothing is off-leash, this is a legitimate unicorn. But there's an important caveat. The park at East Hills is geared to village residents and permit holders. You need to verify your eligibility before you assume you have access. Call the village, confirm before you buy a house thinking this park is yours. And then you find out it's not only not an option, but it's just not going to be there for you at all. So this is close to Christopher Morley Park, which has a dog run. Hempstead Harbor Shoreline Park is nearby for waterfront walks on leash. Roslyn Village itself has a charming, walkable historic core. The Duck Pond, the restaurants, all that around it, the old Long Island feel. Housing here is predominantly single family, yards, mature trees, the kind of property where a Labrador or a Golden makes sense. If you're a family with a dog, if you have a large dog and you want both a yard and off-leash access, if you care about school districts as much as you care about dog parks, Roslyn and East Hills is your town. And that's number 4. Number 3, Babylon Village. South Shore, Suffolk. Compact, walkable, right on the Great South Bay. If your version of a dog ownership life is walk the dog into town, sit at a cafe, eat dinner outside with the leash under the table, no, 15 people by name, Babylon Village, that is your town. The downtown is one of the most strollable on the entire South Shore. Flat, sidewalked, dense with destinations. Argyle Park sits right downtown, paved walkways around the lake. Your dog around Argyle Park. You stop for coffee on Deer Park Avenue, you walk home. That's a Saturday morning in Babylon. For the real exercise and off-leash time, Gardner County Park is right there. 231 acres on the Great South Bay. 2 fenced dog runs, the large and small. Views towards the Fire Island Lighthouse. This is the South Shore answer to the dog problem, because here's what nobody tells South Shore buyers. Jones Beach prohibits dogs on the beach year-round. Robert Moses State Park prohibits dogs on the beach year-round. That's 2 marquee state beaches on the South Shore where dogs are banned. Gardner County Park is the alternative, and it's a real one. Babylon Village is for the walkable lifestyle dog owner, the person who wants village life without the car-dependent routine. And that was number 3. So just a quick favor, if this is helping out, hit subscribe, because we're making more content like this for people just like you. All right, let's get back into it. Let's talk about number 2, and that is Huntington. Northwestern Suffolk, centered on Huntington Village. Huntington, it does something that almost no other Long Island town does. It combines a walkable, lively downtown with serious trails and preserve access. You usually have to pick one, walkable village or real nature. Huntington gives you both of those things. Huntington Village is one of the most walkable downtowns on all of Long Island. Main Street, New York Avenue, independent shops, restaurants with patios, the Paramount Theater, Heckscher Park with paved lakeside walkways. You can absolutely walk your dog through that downtown. Now, here's where Huntington pulls ahead of every other walkable town on this list. It is the trails. West Hills County Park, the Walt Whitman Trails, Janes Hill, the highest point on Long Island, Comset State Historic Park preserves for longer hikes, the Condrey Hall, a local favorite for waterfront walks. The town of Huntington allows leashed dogs in more than 140 of its parks, 140, and that is not the Nassau experience. That is completely its own ecosystem. The pet services, vets, groomers, trainers, daycare, they're all excellent and growing. Housing is broad. Village apartments for the walkable lifestyle, single family homes with yards in the surrounding hamlets, and for families with a yard needing dog. The only caveat is that some preserves restrict dogs to specific areas or trails, so check signage when you go. Huntington is for the active dog owner who refuses to choose between a walkable downtown and real hiking. Without further ado, let's get to number one. Number one on the best Long Island neighborhoods for dog owners list is Port Washington. So Port Washington is a peninsula on Manhasset Bay, a North Shore, Nassau, 30 to 40 minutes from Manhattan on the Long Island Railroad. Picking Port Washington over Huntington was a real tough call. They're both fantastic dog towns, but Port Washington wins for one specific reason: the Manhasset Bay Walk. Port Washington has something that almost no other Long Island town has: a long, continuous waterfront promenade. You can walk a dog along it for a real distance. The Baywalk Park along Shore Road opens fields, shaded seating, Long Island Sound views. It's a real waterfront dog walk. Add North Hempstead Beach Park, about 60 acres, Baxter's Pond Trails nearby, Sands Point Preserve right next door for scenic on-leash walks. But here's the part that breaks the tie with Huntington. It's walkability. You can realistically live near Port Washington Village and walk your dog to Main Street, stop at a cafe, sit at a patio, walk down the water, and then walk home. That walk, coffee in hand, dog on leash, waterfront in view, is a Port Washington walk. And it's one of the best dog owner walks anywhere on Long Island. Pet services in Port Washington are dense. Multiple vets, multiple groomers, pet supply, daycare. You're not driving to the next village over for a groomer. Housing is the rare Long Island mix. Single family with yards in Baxter Estates and surrounding villages for the yard needing dog. Plus walks to the train options near the villages for commuters. If I had to pick one Long Island town for an active dog owner who also wants real-life walkability and services, Port Washington is the clear-cut number one. All right, so I have three with some serious honorable mentions. We have Wantagh and Belmore. South Shore, Nassau. Wantagh Park is the draw, a 111-acre waterfront park, dedicated dog run, separate large and small dog areas, plus a shaded small dog section with a dipping pool so that your dog can spend time living the life like she was Kim Kardashian. The downside, Jones Beach and Robert Moses, both right there, ban dogs from the beach year-round. Also, we have Bayshore and West Islip. South Shore, Suffolk. Gardner County Park is here with 231 acres, 2 fenced dog runs, bayfront views. For the South Shore active dog owner who needs an alternative to Jones Beach, Bayshore and West Islip are your answer. East Hampton and Montauk, the South Fork tip of the East End, the honorable mention with the biggest asterisk. Off-season, October through April, East Hampton's beaches allow dogs off-leash. Montauk is one of the most dog-accommodating beach towns on the east coast of the off-season. Shademore State Park has year-round leashed beach and cliff trails. But from roughly May 15th to September 15th, dogs are barred from the East Hampton beaches between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m., which is, and I want to be precise about this, exactly the time that your dog would want to be at the beach. And the other hours, fully welcome when it's pitch dark. I mean, come on, come down while it's pouring rain in February and the beach is yours. So the East End is a paradise for the off-season dog owner, for the second home dog owner, for the retiree. If you can plan around summer rules, the East End is special. And here's the part most agents won't say out loud. The biggest mistake almost every dog owner makes when they pick a Long Island town, they don't take into consideration or account at all. They look at the schools, they look at the commute, they look at the price, they look at the square footage, and then they move in and then they realize that the county park is closed to dogs. The town beach bans dogs in the summer. The yard that they thought was big is actually mostly hill. Dog logistics show up every single day. Schools show up once a year, commute shows up 5 days a week, the dog shows up twice a day. That's 365 days a year. If you have a dog or you're getting one, the dog belongs in the top 3 filters when you pick a town, not the bottom 3, that's the read. So those are the best towns on Long Island for dog owners. Number 1, Port Washington, and we went through the rest. So it's really a serious consideration that you're gonna have to make. So if you want more information on a specific town, or you're ready to make that move and you need to speak with somebody about purchasing that home, go ahead and look at the description for this video. There's a link that you can click to connect with me. I'll be there. You can call me, text me, anything you need. But until the next time, I'll see you.